Hello everyone, Kathy here. Thank you so much for coming back to my Empty Nesters channel, and I hope to see you here often and on a regular basis. And if you really like what you see here and hear here, please subscribe, and I hope to put up a new video once a week. I'm hoping we can just come together and talk about things that are either bothering us, things we're going through, sharing things that are helpful to one another about getting through this next chapter of life of empty nesting. My husband and I have been married now for 34 years, and we have 4 adult children. The subject I wanted to talk to you about today is something that I am still struggling with and still not very good with, and that is the idea of role reversal. Now, the first thing you might think of when I say that is you and your adult child going down the street and you have to hit the brakes and your child's arm comes out and holds you back like you used to do to them when they were children. I'm not really talking about that. What I am talking about is making that shift from being a mom, being a dad, to being adult to adult with your children now that they are grown. And I've really struggled with this because my oldest son is 32, my youngest is 23. I feel like I've been parenting children now for 20 to 30 some years and trying to get them out of the nest, and they are finally there. And now I find when I'm interacting with them or talking with them, I am getting a different response from them because they're adults. So I find that I still communicate with them as if they are children. And maybe many of you out there struggle with the same thing as I do. So in bringing up our children, we want the best for them. We don't want them to have to suffer or go through things the hard way. And we've been on the earth long enough to know that we have a whole storeroom full of advice that we can give from our own experiences. And that seems to be the first place I go out of, from my end, love and concern for my child, my adult child. So that's not taken very well, and it's not very well received when I give it now. So several times I've had to apologize, and I've also had to tell my children, look, I've been in this mode for 20 to 30 years of being your mom. I'm always going to be your mom. I realize you're an adult now. You have your own life. You can make your own decisions. And I just speak to you out of love and concern for you. But just tell me when I get in that mom mode and say, hey, mom, you know, you're doing it again. And then I'll behave and I'll know. Because the problem for me is it comes so second nature to me. I just go into that mode naturally. Like I don't even have to think about it. It's just where I've been, where I've lived, how I've been in relationship with them. And so they have to kind of stop me in my tracks and say, hey, woohoo, mom, me, adult over here, you know, and catch my attention for me to put on the brakes and stop. And the question I ask myself now, before even opening my mouth, is what does my adult child need from me right now? And I can tell you they don't need your advice. They don't need my advice. What they want is for me as their mom to be proud of them, to support them in their decisions, to be a cheerleader for them with whatever's going on in their life. Now, that sounds like who we should be as parents anyway, right? And we are, but what I mean is how we express it now. So there's a distinct difference between our lives and their lives. And when they were younger, We were all experiencing the same life. So now there's this separation taking place and taking hold. And what has been helpful to me about that, of course, we go through grieving, that things are changing, that they don't come to us as often, or maybe they're too enmeshed with us. Whatever your situation, we need to acknowledge, and what has been helpful for me for that balance is to start creating a new paradigm, start creating a new life, if you will, for me and my husband, for me in my free time, for me and my husband in our free time, and it doesn't always involve our adult children. That is the reality of where we are in life, and I choose to look at that not in a grieving sense, but in a very exciting sense of the fact that we have the gift of time. We have the gift of free time. And yes, we can bless our children with our availability, if you will, to taking care of grandchildren. And all of that stuff is extremely important, but there still needs to be a balance of that. And realizing, wow, we have this whole next chapter in life that we can create and paint and make whatever we want it to be on the canvas of life. And it can be a really exciting time. So I didn't want to make this video too long today, but maybe you're experiencing what I'm experiencing, where your kids just really don't want your advice anymore. They really don't want you to be intruding in their lives. They really just want from you acknowledgement and happiness for them and support for them and their decisions and just being proud of them, but telling them face to face and being that voice of encouragement in their lives as an adult, not as a child. So that is one of my struggles. That is one of my things that I am really working on, and maybe you can work on it along with me so I don't feel so alone in it. It can be painful, especially if you realize you're not giving your child what they need or what they want as an adult, but be willing to, man up, woman up, go to them, apologize. Hey, that's part of adulting, isn't it? It'll be a good example to them as well. But just to say, hey, look, I screwed up. I messed up. Can you just forgive me, because I'm trying to learn. This is new to me. Having adult children is a new phase of life for me, and I'm trying. So please just let me know. Just say, hey, Mom, stop doing the mom thing, and let's relate to each other, adult to adult. So I hope today was a helpful one for you. If you enjoy the channel and like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe, and I hope to put up a new video one time a week. So I'll meet you here next time. Many blessings.